Vegan VA shares her story. Want to know more? This is Julia, and find out with me on yet another awesome episode of Sphere Rocket Podcast Network. Hey, 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 it's me, your host, Julia. It's another day. It's another podcast with me, Julia, here at Sphere Rocket Podcast Network. How are you guys doing? If you guys are asking on my end, I'm doing great. Actually, a good day for a podcast. And I'm so excited, so hyped up for our awesome guest for today. I hope you guys are still settled down and tuned in for our podcast episode for today. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening to everyone who is tuned into our podcast. And I hope you guys had your meal. I hope you guys are so chill. It's a great day to podcast and chill. So yeah, without further ado, I'm so excited, so hyped up for you guys to meet yet another awesome virtual assistant guest for a podcast for today. And yeah, a little background about her. She is an executive assistant, and I can't wait for you guys to meet her, the ever lovely. Let's give a warm welcome to the ever lovely Miss Shao. Hi, Shao. How are you doing today?
Hi, Miss Julia. I'm so happy to meet you and to join you here in your podcast. And I'm really excited to share as well my experience here in Sphere Rocket and with my clients. So, just a little introduction. I'm Shao, and of course, as you can see here, I'm an executive assistant to a real estate broker, and I'm a fur mom. So, can you imagine? I have 7 cats and like
Love
five
it.
dogs.
7 cats.
Yes. Really, yes. I also do some stray feeding. I am a
Mhm.
volunteer at Cats of Circuit Makati, and I also love feeding strays because I really feel the need to really share some kindness or show some love to them. And I am transitioning into a vegan lifestyle. So because of that, because of the love for the animals. Yeah.
I
And
love it. I love it so much. I can't wait to
right.
know deeper about your hobbies and especially your love for strays, love for fur babies, and the healthy lifestyle that you're going into. So I can't wait to ask all of that.
Right.
So
I'm so
yeah,
excited. So
I'm so excited as well. And as you've mentioned earlier, I'm so happy to have you as our guest and a very quite unique guest. I could really tell, and I can't wait to know your story, your journey about being a virtual assistant.
right.
Yeah. So aside from that, I also want to know a lot of things about you. You know, your background. Where are you
Sure.
from? What were you doing before you were a virtual assistant? You know, all of those different details you want to share.
All right. So we have all the time in the world, right? Because
We
I
have
really
the
have
all the time in the world. Exactly.
yeah, a long story to share. So actually, before venturing into freelancing or becoming a virtual assistant, can you imagine? I am an accountant. I used to do audits for
No
National
way.
Bookstore. Yes, I'm doing operational audit, and after that, I work with BPO companies. That's where I
Mhm,
started as well, learning the ropes in sales. So I did
mhm,
outbound sales, inbound, and I also did mortgage. So it's
mhm.
really holistic or like a different experience for me as well in the BPO industry. And then I also did online selling. So I started my venture as well into entrepreneurship, and then came the advent of freelancing. Before it was through a different platform, but it's now a new name. So I also
Mhm.
started with online English teaching. So
Nice.
after I got um, we experienced redundancy with my previous work. So before I did freelancing, so I really started with like teaching like English language to kids, like Japanese, Chinese, and then a friend of mine, pandemic came, and then a lot of us really experience like challenges, right, in terms of finances, in terms of health. And then a friend
Yeah,
of mine reached out
exactly.
to me, and then I was about to refer my brother to him. And
Mhm.
surprisingly, he said that why not? you try it for yourself. So he sent me the link, and then I said I've been like working for like I've been not working for quite some time now, so I'm not really used to doing interviews at that time. So he said just give it a go, and for sure you'll love it here. So then history is now here. So I started with Sphere Rocket August 1st of 2022. So
Mm.
since day one, I really love the culture here. So the support is here, and then we are really learning a lot because there's a group chat, right, for hired
Yes.
VAs, and there's really like continuous um learning that you are providing.
Mhm.
So I really enjoyed my work here as a freelancer, as a virtual assistant, because compared to working in a BPO setup, because it's a different ball game there. So here, I don't treat myself as an employee. So my mindset is that I am a business partner of my client. So
Mhm.
I really enjoyed like giving inputs to my client, sharing my insights, my experiences to him, because I used to work on a real estate company here as well in the Philippines. So I used to
Mhm.
be an agent as well before. So it's very
Ooh.
relatable. And what I really love about like how Sphere Rocket helped me in landing the perfect client that is really at par, that's really aligned with my interests and my experience, is that you get to really like browse, or you get to really scan the
Mhm.
options, right? And then if it's really a perfect match, then it will be. So yeah, so that's how I started, like coming from BPO, then online English teaching, online selling, and then to freelancing.
Wow, that's quite amazing, and that's a load of, careers there, and to switch from
Yes.
one career to another, it's really amazing, I'm very quite curious how you set your tone with that, knowing that it's different one field to another. How do you set yourself or program yourself about that?
That's a very nice question, Miss Julia. I really can't imagine as well how I was able to deal with that at that time. When you were younger, you are
Yeah,
really curious about life, because before
exactly.
I am really into the journey of really knowing myself, knowing what
Mhm.
I really wanted at that time.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
there's a side story. I did not pass the CPA board exams at that time. So
Mm.
I said that accountancy or accounting stuff is really not my kind of thing. So
Mhm.
what I did is I ventured out, exploring the world of BPO, and then I guess I built my strength, like communication skills, the ways of dealing with different kinds of people. So
Mhm.
it's really tough at first, because you really need
Yeah.
to learn how to adjust. Because coming from a different field, jumping to another really required me to really be flexible and adaptable. And then
Mhm.
switching from like BPO to online English teaching is not really that hard, because it's quite simple, like knowing the
Mhm.
process. Like BPO is really fast paced, right? So
Yeah.
it's really not that hard. But when I decided at some point in my life that I really want to venture into entrepreneurship, that's one of the hardest, like, or the challenges point in my career life, because that's really, I'm on my own. There's no paycheck coming like 15-30. It's really you who will really make your money. So I really
Mhm.
learned the ropes. But came pandemic, a lot of us really experience a lot of challenges, and I really need something for me to be able to contribute or put something on the table. And I'm really blessed that my friend really shared me Sphere Rocket. Because before there were clients, but they were really not that legit. Like some were
Mhm.
really not, some were fly by night. Like you're really into the job, and then they will really pull out. So it's really nice to be part of a family or part of an agency, because some people or some VAs would really want to go directly to clients, right? But for me, it's
Yeah.
really uh, like it's really nice, or it's really important if you are just starting out into this career as a virtual assistant or as a freelancer, to be part of a family like Sphere Rocket. So it's quite hard, but if you're really if you know yourself, like I know it's just part of the process
Yes.
of me knowing where I really want to be. So for me, it's really like me just connecting the dots. Like I experienced this one because this will lead me to this, and it led me to really doing my thing as a virtual assistant and really enjoying it and really reaping the rewards of those experiences. Yeah.
Wow, perfectly said there, Mom Shao. I totally agree. I really totally agree with that. Sometimes we just have to trust the process. And on
Yes.
your end, you accepted yourself to grow
Yep.
towards every experience that you encounter, may it be a good or bad experience, but
Right.
you went through that. And after one experience to another, you trusted the process that everything will just go as planned because, again, there is a perfect timing for everything. And with that said, you have your perfect timing right
Yes.
now. And I'm very, very happy for the journey that you've been through and what led to, of course, the success of Shao. Yes, I love it. I love the journey. It's
Yes.
quite a ride. Yeah, I can totally
True.
tell you've got a lot of patches throughout the journey, although it may be good sometimes you're in up or down, but
Yes.
you're positive all throughout the journey. And
Right.
maybe that's one way you survived a certain obstacle, and that's really awesome. That was very inspiring what you shared earlier. Yeah, so you guys heard it from Shao herself. Sometimes you got to trust the process. You may be going through a lot of things, but you just have to go on. Continue that journey, continue that road, because you never know what lies ahead on that
True.
road. Exactly. So yeah, with that said, I'm very quite curious on your job right now. Like, what do you do with your work? What does Shao do as an executive assistant? What's your thing every day?
All right. So, be an executive assistant to a real estate broker. You're really an all-around individual, or say you got your hands on different aspects of his business. So, what I mainly do is calendar management, email
Okay.
management. So, I also support his agents because he's a real estate broker. So he got everything, or he got a lot on his plate.
Mm-hmm.
So I basically also do something that is not being told to me. Like, if, for example, if I think that this is really beneficial for him, that it could really help him in managing his day-to-day tasks. So I initiate some things or some work to be done. And I also do some FB engagement, although it's different tasks because we also have a marketing um, specialist for that. But he entrusted me as well with his Facebook account to do some engagement. And basically, I also deal with some of his colleagues from the brokerage. So it's really his right hand, perhaps. So it's really an exciting work being an executive assistant. For some, they will really shun away from this job or from this task because for some, they would think that you really have a lot of things to juggle. It's really true,
Mm-hmm.
but if you have this organizational skills, or if you
Mm-hmm.
have the passion to really serve, because it's you putting yourself on the shoe of your client, of
Mm-hmm.
your business partner, right? So it's
Yes.
really fun, it's really a roller coaster ride, but along the way you're really learning the ropes and you're thinking of things that could really help your client, because that's what I'm doing. I don't just rely on what are the things that he want me to do. What I do is that I am taking the initiative to really think on what else can be added to our system, or what else can be added to our process to really
Mm-hmm.
help him and his agents. Because for me and the rest of the team that he got, all from Sphere Rocket, we think really that our success really lies from his success. So his success is also our success. So that's how we really want to help him. So, and do you think, can you imagine that we are clocking like 30 minutes early? That's how excited we are to come to work for him or with him. So yeah, it's really an
I
exciting
love it. I
role.
love it so much. I
Yes,
know there's a lot of things on the table, on your plate right now, a lot of tasks that you've been doing.
yes,
And but the best thing that I really want to highlight is the phrase that you mentioned, that you're always excited even though how many tasks you have to comply every single day. As long as you're excited and you take the extra mile, and you sympathize, the way you mentioned that you have to sometimes put yourselves into these clients' shoes. And yeah, not everybody does that. And it's actually a rare word that you've mentioned. It's not everybody gets to sympathize that easily. And
correct.
because other people really, usually when they try to put themselves into other people's shoes, they then get they get overboarded or overloaded with their emotional perspective
Yes,
towards it. And it's really, really hard to balance that. It's really hard to just settle and just go back to your homeostasis and just be back to your
right.
normal self. And it's really great. I kind of think that your one of your stress relievers are, of course, your fur babies. That's why I kind of feel that
Yes.
you always have the energy to go on. And I know that having fur babies is a very big factor. And I'm very curious about that. Please do share about your love for strays. You've mentioned how many cats and dogs? Is it both
Seven,
cats and
seven
dogs?
cats and five dogs. Actually, Miss Julia, it started during the pandemic. Um, we were given with one cat. His name is Luna. So I really
Oh,
don't I'm not really a pet person at that time, but
oh,
Luna
so you're not.
really paved the way. Yeah, so
Oh, that's so nice.
yeah,
Okay.
the cat really helped me a lot in terms of my mental health
Mm-hmm.
because all of us really experienced like anxiety. Some of us experienced depression
Correct.
during the pandemic, right? So,
Yes.
I'm single. I don't have kids. So, Luna really gave joy to me. Like there's really something to look forward to in the
Mhm.
morning. And then so it just started with one cat, and then my neighbor will be throwing one kitten. So he said that why not I should just take the kitten and take care
You
of it.
adopted the kitten.
So yes, I adopted one, and from then on it grew. They became seven. So all of them now are spayed and neutered.
Mhm.
And my love for them or my compassion to them led me to volunteerism because it's
Mhm.
also one way of you because we work from home, right? There's really
Yes.
sometimes you just confined to the four corners of your room or sometimes in a
Yes,
coffee shop,
exactly.
but volunteerism or going out there sharing some of your talents, your time, talent, treasure to
Mhm.
others could really help you um could really help you a lot, not just in terms of your personality, because you can get to meet different kinds of people as well. But
Mhm.
the more you give, it's really the unconditional love of these strays that you are receiving back. So because of my love of feeding the strays, I really search for a community. So my house in Makati is just 5 minutes away from Circuit Makati Mall. So it just so
Uh-huh.
happened that they just recently started a cat community. So we are feeding the strays. So my um, duty is every Sunday and Monday morning because we work at night, right? So Sundays
Uh-huh.
and Mondays, and you really get to really love them. Like there's really a purpose of you just getting up, and of course we are getting sunshine. So my body is also a virtual assistant, so we get to share thoughts. Like it's really a good exercise for us because we get to walk
Yeah.
the whole mall, and then we
Mhm.
get to feed the strays. And you don't get anything because you're just a volunteer, but you get the unconditional love from the animals. And with that unconditional love, somehow it really helped me to be more compassionate with others, because sometimes we tend to forget that there are a lot of people who are also suffering or battling with their own challenges in life. But sometimes we only think of ourselves, and sometimes we forget to be kind. So with that experience of volunteerism led me to be more kinder, and that led me to my transitioning to the vegan lifestyle. So it's really not a walk in the park, Miss Julia. Mind you, I just started in August of last year. So I started with not eating meat, even chicken, but sometimes you get to eat fish. So it's not really that easy. But if I do get to remind myself that you're doing this because you love the animals, because it's like you're eating your cats. That's my mindset. If I get
Right,
to eat them,
exactly.
yeah, so it feels like I'm eating my cats or my dogs. It's not
Mhm,
really a walk in the park, but because of communities out there, like there's one restaurant that I found in Makati, the Greenery Kitchen. It's
mhm.
a place for a comfort food, but it was featured by Angeline Quinto in one of her vlogs actually. So
Oh.
it's a comfort. They're offering comfort food, but you will not really think that they are plant based, so it really
Mhm.
helped me in transitioning to those plant-based meals. And it helped me to be fit because we are working at night, right? Sometimes
Yes.
you really don't get to eat properly, but because of that avenue or that restaurant, I get to eat like delicious food, and of course the protein that I need because I'm no longer eating meat. So it's really an amazing journey. I'm still on it. So last year I attended my first Veg Fest. So it's the largest one in Asia. So it's a gathering of those merchants and those into veganism. And then
Mhm.
I started to learn how to cook for myself because I don't really cook. But because you
Oh,
really need to have an option
yeah.
for your food, because there's really quite few here in Bulacan. So I'm here now in
Mhm.
Bulacan. So because of my cats, I need to have a room for them. That's why I started renting as well. So, and my job really affords me to do that. So I'm really blessed and I'm really grateful to Sphere Rocket and to my client. So yeah, it's really a wonderful journey. I'm really still learning how to readjust. There's really temptation, Miss Julia, like the dairy. I'm a sweet lover. So I love sweets. I love pastries. I love cakes. So good thing there are a lot of options now, but there's really quite few here in Bulacan. So I'm really learning how to cook as well, so that I get to eat. Yeah.
Yes.
So
I
that's
love
my
it. I
story.
love your journey. I can really tell that really loving goes a long way. You can really take the extra
Yes.
mile about it. And it all started with a cat. It all started with Luna. To adopt
Yes.
a fur baby, a cat like that, it turned you into of course the cat helped with sometimes other cats could be therapy cats, right? Fur
Yes.
babies could be very therapeutic, very good companions. They help you along with your journey if you're struggling as well with your mental health and all of it. That's why there are also therapy animals to help and assist and companions to help you along your life. And it's really, really nice.
Yes.
And of course, with the transitioning of being a vegan yourself, I would also like to share that I am also a semi vegetarian yet.
Ah,
Yeah, exactly. Actually feel the same way as what your perception was, I'm still into slowly letting go of the white meat. I'm still in the middle of, still halfway there, but
yeah,
I it's a progress, it's a process.
true.
And
Yep.
yeah, I love how you shared about the restaurants that you eat because there are rarely plant-based restaurants. And
Right.
it's also one of my struggles, I have to always look for plant-based restaurants because it also is a similar taste with the usual meats. And
Yes.
but for my end, it's more of like a lifestyle, a decision, and all of it. And but also, it's a factor when you're also a fur mom to
True.
have these babies with you. It's a struggle, and yeah, the same thought as yours as well. Like, oh no, I could be eating my baby, my fur baby. So
True.
it's the same perspective. That's why I also have a struggle with that. But it's good that
Right.
you have the needs that you need for, of course, plant-based restaurants, food as well, and you got to learn to cook. So that's a very big advantage,
Yes.
because of
I
that.
actually I actually supported, I'm not sure if you're aware of her. She's RG, the Astig vegan. So she got a
Mhm.
cookbook. Um So
Oh,
it's
yeah,
really like
yeah.
Filipino food. Yeah, so I get to try it, but it's really most of what I'm doing is tofu based because
Tofu,
that's
exactly.
really,
Tofu
yeah,
base. It's the only go-to.
it's really accessible and you can do a
Yeah,
lot of it. You can do a lot
yeah.
from it, so you can replace it for your need
Mushrooms as
for,
well, right?
yes, mushrooms.
Yes,
Yeah, so you can make chicken out from
yes.
the firm tofu. So you just need to refrigerate it, freeze it overnight, and
Mhm.
then just squeeze the water out of it. Then just put some breadcrumbs, and then you can fry
Breadcrumbs,
it.
yeah, and then yes, perfect. I love
Yes.
it. Now I'm starting to get hungry on my end here. And
Same
yeah,
here.
you're right. Even mushrooms, you could even fry them and make them
Yes.
into like fried chicken. There's also one
True.
here. I'm actually from Bohol, and there's like a
Oh.
few chosen places to eat plant-based foods. There's also one great food here that when you taste it, it's like fried chicken, but it's not. When you
Wow.
try to open it and eat it, it's mushroom. And yeah,
Mushrooms.
it's actually really good. Really, really tastes like chicken, but it's just plant-based. So yeah, it's a good start, for those who are
Right.
starting. Plant-based
Yes.
restaurants are actually the way to go because sometimes you crave for the taste, right? You crave for that
Right.
specific taste. But at first,
Yeah.
sometimes we get tempted. I actually can relate to what you mentioned earlier. We
Yes.
we get tempted, most especially when there are lechon in fiestas or
True.
in
And
different yeah, exactly.
yeah, if you're not living in a vegan household, like if some of your family members are still
Exactly.
eating meat, but I'm really proud with my family because they're really supporting me in a way that sometimes the dishes, if I'm in Makati, they get to adjust the recipe
Yeah,
for me. Like
that's
they
good.
replace the meat with tofu. And my mom, during the holidays, she just cooked pasta with just mushroom
Mhm.
on it. So yeah, I said that there's really no harm in trying. But for elderly, like for senior citizen parents of ours, sometimes it's really hard for them to switch because of the need
Yes.
of because of the protein that they needed in their body. But at least I get the support that I needed from my family. But because sometimes it's really hard living in a family that really cannot support you in your
Yeah.
endeavors, right? But
Exactly. There are certain conflicts like that, right? And
yes,
sometimes arguments can grow about it. Like, why? Why is it?
true,
Sometimes they tap onto your religion or your belief and
right,
all of that. Sometimes they ask about it, but
right,
no, it's just a lifestyle thing and they have to be very
yes,
open-minded. And it's really great
true,
that your family is very, very open-minded about it, very supportive about your lifestyle. Yeah, I
right,
love it. I love it so much, It's great. This could also be the platform for you to promote veganism, and a lot of people
yes,
maybe really are aspiring to be one. We don't know. So maybe we're inspiring people right now who are watching about being
right.
a vegan. So yeah, thank you so much for that experience, Shao.
You're welcome.
Yeah, and are there also experiences where you um struggle with the temptations, or it's actually already a full-on vegan already for you?
Actually, I'm still on it. It's not really full on because for me it's hard to let go of the dairy products because
Mhm, yeah.
like earlier tonight, but it's already morning. Like
Yeah.
earlier, so I'm craving for an ice cream, but I
Mhm.
said no. There's milk on it, and I am picturing the baby cows being taken away from their
Oh.
mothers. So I decided to let go. So that's the hardest for me to let go the dairy products because they are incorporated with
Mhm.
the pastries,
Correct,
the
yeah.
cakes. But for the meat, I totally was able to eliminate them from my diet. But sometimes I get to eat fish because sometimes there's really no option for me. Like
Mhm,
if
yeah.
you're going to say a party, and sometimes I get tempted to really bring my own food. So it's really like they say just baby steps because
Yeah, exactly.
I know my intention, but sometimes the situation does not allow me to do so. So if that is the case, sometimes I feel bad, but I just keep on reminding myself that you're already halfway there. So just keep
Yeah.
on going. So that's my goal for 2024, to be fully fledged of vegan, but I know it will not really that e- it will not be that easy,
Easy.
especially
Yeah.
I got sweet tooth, so I really need to learn baking, because there's really an option to have cupcakes or cakes
Yeah.
that are eggless. So
Exactly.
there's really an egg substitute. So
Are there
if
certain places where you buy pastries that are vegan as well? Or yeah, it's
in
really, really
Greenery
hard because
Kitchen,
egg is a prime prime ingredient, right?
yes, in Greenery Kitchen, the owner is also baking. I get to be friends with the owners too.
Mhm.
So I last year I gained new friends because of my decision to transition to the vegan lifestyle or plant-based lifestyle. So the owner, she's really baking as she's into baking as well, and she created a very delicious matcha cupcakes. So that's eggless,
Oh.
and you can really taste the real matcha. It's not just the artificial one.
Yeah,
So
it's the
um
pure one.
yes, their offerings or their food are legit 100% plant-based, because for some they're just claiming, but there are some ingredients that are plant-based. Like there are like you will be surprised, like if you will drink this certain soda, it comes with beef, like beef something like he said, the owner said that to me, like there's like a beef ingredient in that certain soda. So you will be surprised that not everything got animal products on it. So I'm also really
Mhm.
conscious with my purchases, like for the
Yeah.
leather, because before we are not that mindful even for our shoes.
Mhm.
So I asked, there are vegan leathers out there already, so there are really more sustainable products out there that we could also consume. So my transitioning also led me to be more mindful of what I intake or what I bring into
Yes.
my life, because I tried as well to have a minimalist lifestyle, but it's also not a walk in the park, especially if I'm the kind of person who really loves to write. So I got a lot of books, I got a lot of notebooks. So uh sometimes it's really hard to let go. So if there's anyone here who's watching or is listening who's also into minimalism or into transitioning to doing something new in their lives, just trust yourself. One step at a time, we can actually reach our destination. But just
Yes.
decide, because sometimes the fear of what lies out
Mhm.
there really stops
Yeah.
us
Fear of the
from
unknown.
doing, yes, of doing what we really want in life. But what propels me to really do what I really love right now is the fact, or the being able to know that our time here is just limited. Like we cannot live here forever, right? So with that awareness that we can only do as much here on earth, will lead you to really seize the day. Like they say, carpe diem, right? So seize the
Yeah.
day. So every day is a blessing. So we need to just go out there and do what we love, and the rest will be shown to us. So just take that one leap of faith, and you will be led to your dreams, or to the journey, to the destination that you want to go
Love it, Shao. Very
to.
inspirational. I love how you said, perfectly said, actually. You just have to have faith in yourself. You just have to have that
Yes.
certain discipline in yourself in order to achieve that certain goal. And
Right.
anything is achievable, basically, if you really, really want to pursue it and if you really, really believe in it. So,
Yes.
yeah, very well said there, Shao. Thank you so much for that very
You're
inspirational
welcome, Miss Julia.
message. I love it so much. And yeah, going back to being your virtual assistant live,
Yes.
how do you think Sphere Rocket impacted your life right now, or how did Sphere Rocket help you find your current role?
Actually, I'm really grateful to Sphere Rocket. Actually, Sphere Rocket is one of my biggest blessings. That I could, like, if I have a core memory of my career life,
Mhm.
being part of Sphere Rocket will be one of the highlights of it, because it's really hard to really find a legit client, because there will be a lot of like companies who will really take advantage of Filipino
Mhm.
workers, because we are really talented, we can really deliver. So for me, Sphere Rocket really made a big impact in my life, because I'm here right now enjoying uh, what I'm doing, enjoying the job that is given to me. And it doesn't feel like work at all. It feels like I'm really a business partner. And that's what I really enjoyed about this journey as a freelancer here in Sphere Rocket. Because the way that you allowed us to really scan through the also the profile of the clients, the job description, really allowed us to really target what who we want to work with, right?
Yeah.
So with the process since day one, when I'm recalling, I told myself I really don't get to feel like intimidated, like, because
Mhm.
sometimes you get to be intimidated with your co-Filipinos, right?
Yeah, yeah,
So
exactly.
I felt I'm already a part of a family since day one. Like, Sphere Rocket staff really gave us like coaching points to remember, and then they are really rooting for you to be able to land a client. So after that, it's really very important for me that you get support, because sometimes, okay, you got your client, then that's it. But for me, the catch up, like through emails or through the group chats, like, the company really gets reach out to the VAs is really important for me, because it just goes to show that our CEO Justin Nelson is really pro people. He's not just really after the profits or the money that he will be making out of us freelancers here in the Philippines. It's like a win-win situation. So I'm also like, I know his Facebook account. I've also been following him. He's really inspirational. Like, he just started with just a young age, right? And he's building,
Mhm.
or he built his company this huge, right? And he is helping a lot of Filipinos. So for me, I'm really grateful, and I'm really happy that I'm part of this family. And Sphere Rocket really rockets. It really rocks. So it's really changing the lives of the Filipino freelancers, because it changed mine. It really changed mine. So I really get goosebumps right now, because I know this is an answered prayer. I've been praying to God to provide me an opportunity to really share my talent and to be able to earn decently. And the bonus is I'm working at the comforts of my home. So I guess that's one of the good side of the pandemic. It really propelled me to really look for something that I get to do that will give me a stable pay, but at the same time, my work is valued. I'm so blessed with my client. I really cannot remember the Sphere Rocket staff who handled my onboarding with my client. She said that your client is really kind. It's already his third from Sphere Rocket. So I'm the third VA
Mm.
from Sphere Rocket. He already got four from Sphere Rocket. So when she said that your client is kind, it's really true to her words. My client's really amazing. He's really a blessing to us, because not every bosses or not every boss could really say sorry or would really say thank you
Mhm.
to his staff or colleagues, and we really appreciate that from my clients. So Sphere Rocket is really a big blessing. Um it's really a gift for me. It's really a gift. It's an answered prayer, and it will really be part of my core memory in my career life. And I know that the company is really helping a lot of Filipino freelancers to really get out of the rat race and really get the life that they want, and it's really starting to unfold into my life. So I'm forever grateful, and thank you, Justin Nelson, for putting this up, and thank you for all the staff who are always been supportive since day
Awesome, awesome.
one.
I love it. I love the gratitude. You totally have a point there. Not every client, and the client landed on you did have gratitude and swallows the pride. So that's very rare and very amazing.
Yes,
And
yes.
I totally agree to that. You know, when you pray for something to God, it really will happen to you at the right perfect time. And yeah, at the right perfect time, and you are so blessed. I could really tell with that. And yeah, thank you so much for sharing that journey, Shao. That was really amazing. Everything led into place along the way, and I
Yes.
know you're really trusted along the process and the journey as well. So yeah, with the many years that you've been with Sphere Rocket, with being an executive assistant, what do you think has been the best purchase that you bought so far?
The best purchase. I'm not into material things, but actually um this led me to afford peace peace in my life. Remember I shared earlier, I started renting out here,
Yeah,
here
yeah.
in Bulacan. I live with my parents in Makati, but I really cannot get peace there because
Hmm.
I live in a city. There's really a lot of noise there. Imagine, the city life. So
Yes.
the best purchase for me, I think last year, is when I was able to afford this 3 bedroom house, and to be able to provide a cat room for my cats.
Wow, I
So
love that.
yes, so because this provided me peace in my life, peace of mind. I'm able to sleep without any interruptions, and then you will be waking up in the morning, because sometimes I do get up in the middle of the
Mhm.
morning, not in the night, right? In the
Yes,
morning,
yes.
because I get hungry, so I need to eat. So I can see the clouds. So for
Mhm.
me, nature is one of the great healers as well. So it's really important for
Yes.
me to be surrounded with nature. So for me, it's the best purchase, because although it's not yet mine, but I'm
Mhm.
manifesting this year to
Mhm.
really have my own house and lot. So in terms of material things, I was able to get an iPhone, but I'm not really into purchasing
Yeah, yeah.
things. Um, I'm into saving.
Mhm.
So working with Sphere Rocket and working with my client allowed me to save, like really in the terms, or in the rightful meaning of saving, that you don't get to touch it. So I'm already
Yeah.
there. So I was able to provide for my family. It's an amazing experience for me because I get to extend that to my nieces. Like it's really for me, it's really rewarding when you get to make your loved ones happy. So I'm
Mhm.
not that into material things, because for some, that's how they reward their hard work,
Yeah.
right? Like they
Yeah.
purchase the latest gadgets. But for me, I'm good with my phone, I'm good with my laptop. But of course, from time to time, you need to upgrade, right? But the biggest or the best purchase that I made is to have my own place for my uh, peace of mind, and manifesting soon to have my own house and lot. So I'm
Yay!
manifesting that for 2024. And thank you again,
Wow.
Spear Rocket and my client. And I get to share as well to others, like for the bonuses that our clients our client provided. I get to
Mhm.
share during the holidays. So it's actually my second year to provide some goodies before, to some trike drivers in
Mhm.
Makati, like three of them. I gave them grocery goodies last Christmas, and then this year I gave to the two LBC staff, because they've been helping as well with me with my transactions. So if you are blessed, Miss Julia, it's really easy to be a blessing as well. So it's really like just paying it forward. And I also get to share links for interviews in Sphere Rocket to my friends. I told them, like, you try it out even though you don't really have an experience, but if you have it in you that you want to change your life, then go for it. So I'm also doing what my friend did to me, because without him, I will not be here as well. He's
Mhm.
an instrumental. to really learning about Sphere Rocket. So just pay it forward, and it's really a wonderful experience when you get to be a best when you get to be a blessing to others, and no amount of money can tantamount to that experience.
Correct. I love it. You're such a cheerful giver. I can really tell you
Yes.
really have a generous heart. And the way you've mentioned that, the first thing that you really mentioned after what I asked the question is not a material thing. For the first time, it's not a material thing, but it's a value, a
Yes.
certain value that no one can ever take away from you. And that's peace. I
Yes,
love that. And
peace.
how you appreciate nature so much. And yeah, to lead to that. And I love how you're so joyful when it comes to giving. And yeah,
Yes.
really, really touching experience and touching purchases there. And although yeah, those are not material things, but it's a very unique thing that no one can take away from you. So I love
Yes.
it, Miss Chow. Thank you so much.
You're welcome,
Um
Miss Julia.
yeah, yeah, and I'm so happy for you. You get to have that certain piece that you've always wanted.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, yeah, I love it. Yeah. So, lastly, we have our last question. We're actually down to our last question. Right after that, we have a
Okay.
commercial break. But please do
Okay.
stay tuned. We have a surprise segment prepared for you. Okay.
Oh.
So, yeah, for those aspiring virtual assistants that are watching right now, if you were to give one piece of advice to these aspiring virtual assistants, what do you think would it be?
For the aspiring virtual assistants who are watching or listening right now, just remember JET. So J for just trust the process. E, equip yourself. T, there's a time for everyone. So just go out there, show up, don't be afraid, let go of fear. Because fear is just false expectations appearing real. Trust yourself because know that God is behind your back and He will never let you down. Dream again and hold on to that dream because one day you will be here with Miss Julia and sharing your own journey with Sphere Rocket. God bless on your journey.
And I thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you, Miss
tonight.
Chow. I love
Thank
it.
you. It's like a
I
Miss
love
Q&A.
it. Perfectly well said. All pointed out, everything just hit the points there. I love it. Thank you so much, Miss Shell, for that
You're
very, very
welcome,
inspirational
Miss
message.
Julia.
It actually touched my heart as well. I'm actually having goosebumps right now. How much you really bless other people. It really goes a long way, and it really does matter. Thank you so much for inspiring us today. Yeah, so we'll be right back after this very
All
short
right.
commercial break. Ever dreamed of swapping your hectic office for a comfy home workspace? At Sphere Rocket VA, we make that dream a reality. Say goodbye to rush hours and hello to remote work. Enjoy more time with family, more time for yourself, all while building your career. Interested? Apply now at www.spherejobs.ph. All right. And we are back with our podcast episode for today with yet again our awesome and very inspirational guest for this podcast episode. We've got Miss Shao. Hi again, Miss Shao.
Hi, Miss Julia. So I'm really enjoying this podcast and I'm really
Same
enjoying
here.
communicating with you. Hope
I
to get to
love it,
do this
Mia.
again.
Soon, soon. Of course, we need a part two for this for you, one and only Miss Shao. And yeah, hopefully fingers crossed for that. And of course, we're actually down to our last segment, but before we begin that, it's time for the shout outs. Do you want to give some shout outs? Do you want to promote your socials? Do you want to promote your client? Anything you want to put on the table? Take it away.
All right, thank you, Miss Julia. So, hi everyone. So, if you want to connect with me as well, I am a TikToker as well. Please follow
Ooh.
me at Follow Your Bliss. So, I'm in TikTok and I'm also in Instagram. That's Follow Your Bliss by Shao. So we can
Mhm.
connect and share thoughts, share ideas, and just have fun. So there.
Yay. I love it. There you have it, you guys. Don't forget to like, follow, and subscribe. All right.
Yeah.
Okay. You've got that. So, anyways, we're down to our last segment, and this is what we call the lightning round. So, basically, this is just like fast talk. So, I'm just going to
All
push
right.
in some questions, and you just tell me the first thing that pops into your mind. All right.
All
Are
right.
you ready?
I am ready, Miss Julia.
All right. Let's do it. Question number one, day off or bonus pay?
Bonus pay.
What is your favorite social media platform?
TikTok.
Voice or non-voice?
Non-voice.
What is your go-to midnight snack?
Tiger Vanilla. I have it right now.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Coffee or tea?
Tea.
Perfect. Dream country to visit?
Paris.
Ooh.
Europe. Yeah.
Most expensive purchase?
My iPhone.
Mhm. And lastly, one word to describe Sphere Rocket.
Amazing.
Amazing, amazing, amazing. It's such amazing time to have you with Miss Shao. Thank you so
Same
much for your time.
here.
Such an honor. Thank you so much once again for inspiring and touching our hearts. Really, really appreciate
Thank you,
it.
Miss Julia. Love and light to you all. Remember that God is in control, but you need to do your part as well to get that dreams to happen.
Exactly. Do your best and God will do the rest. Thank you
Yes.
so much, Miss
Thank you
Shao.
so
And once
much.
again, thank you so much, you guys. And
Bye.
this has been Julia as our guest, Miss Shao. Thank you so much, you guys. Enjoy the rest of the day. Bye, everyone. Bye, Miss Shao.
Bye, Miss Julia. Bye.
Do you want to apply as a Sphere Rocket virtual assistant? Well, look no further because this video is for you. I will be telling you which requirements you will need to submit in order to apply to our new website, plus a few tips and tricks to help you with your initial interview. We have achieved a better way for you to send in your application, so let's begin. Step 1. Visit our website
at www.spherejobs.ph.
Step 2. Fill in the application by inputting your full name, email, number, and other questions that you will need to answer in order to move on to the next step. Step number 3. Send screenshots of your updated CV, Tony Robbins PDF result, internet speed screenshot with a minimum of 10 Mbps, a scanned copy of your government ID, and your portfolio with sample works. Step 4. Click the submit button and wait patiently for our email. Now here are some tips on how to stand out during your initial interview. Tip number 1. Dress up as if you were going to an in-person interview. Wearing something formal will give the interviewer a sign that you are serious about applying to this job role. Tip number 2. Find a quiet space where your interview will be held. There's nothing worse than getting distracted by the noise around you and not being able to understand what the interviewer is saying. Tip number 3. Be yourself and show up as confidently as you can. Know what you bring to the table and honor your worth. Interested in becoming a part of our team? Submit your application now
at www.spherejobs.ph.
Good luck!